Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here. I have a ton of viewers who religiously view my videos and ask me tons of questions, and I love answering them. But on rare occasions, I am unable to do so, and that might be possibly some sort of privacy setting you have inadvertently set up on your end. I think it's through Google. Um, I've been trying to answer Gary S. from Australia for the last couple of days, and I just cannot. I can never answer anything you ask. And it may be the fact that you have shared privately, and I don't know what that means at your end, but for the love of God, I cannot answer you. And you have asked a very excellent question here, which I'm going to go ahead and share on video and try to address it. Hi Joe, Gary Silk from Australia here. I am one of those who have made a mistake filling my PGI 29 carts with the wrong ink, PC instead of C. In other words, photo cyan instead of regular cyan. Mistake realized before loading to the printer. I have emptied the cart. Can I flush it for reuse, and if so, with what? We'll be ordering a new set of carts shortly. Keep up your great job. You are one of my daily reads. Have yourself a top day. Thank you for the question. That is an excellent question. I addressed that a little bit earlier on another video concerning the possibility of a color shift in your prints. And that usually, in the case of you guys who refill a typical set of cards containing either a photo version of cyan in cyan or a photo version of magenta in regular magenta, you could inadvertently switch the two inks or possibly fill both cards with the same ink. But that's already been addressed, and yeah, that will cause color shifts. Now, in order to save the cartridge that you mistakenly fill with another type of cyan ink, for instance, in this case, C would be the stronger cyan ink, and you maybe loaded it with photo cyan. Well, in this case, not a problem. Remove the ink and load it with the correct cyan ink. But in the opposite case, say if this was a photo cyan cartridge and you loaded it with the stronger cyan ink, you may want to do this step. You could flush it with distilled water once and suck that water out. Then inject a bit of the full strength cyan, shake it, withdraw that out, and then fully load it with your correct cyan, which in this case would be the full strength cyan. The same thing with magenta. If you load it with the photo magenta, you can just remove that photo magenta completely and immediately load it with the correct magenta. But if you loaded magenta onto a photo magenta cart, you will have to do a minor flushing procedure. That is, you're going to inject the cartridge with some distilled water, draw that water completely out, then preload it with maybe 5 or 10 ml of the correct magenta, shake it, remove that magenta, and then load it with the full strength magenta, and you should be fine. You should be fine. There should be no problem with any kind of color balance because you pre-flushed it and then you flushed again, basically using regular ink. You are going to have to sacrifice about 10 ml of regular ink in order to rectify the problem. So Gary, not a problem. Just do what I said and you should be fine. And of course, the best way to prevent this is to do one card at a time. Have your, for instance, your cyan ink cartridge and your bottle of cyan. And you look at it, you identify it as indeed being cyan, load it. Photo cyan, again, make sure that your bottle says photo cyan. And of course, load it. And you should be okay. All right, that is it for now. Just a little short video to help my buddy Gary here so that he can solve and get that Pro 1 printing again as it should. All right, thank you once again. Please subscribe, share, and like. And until the next time, happy printing, everybody. Bye-bye.